Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tales of Fae and Folklore. Today, I have a special surprise for you. I have the privilege of sharing two lovely books with you called Book of Fairies and Forest Magic for Kids by Susie Spikol, an author and naturalist from the Harris Center for Conservation Education in New Hampshire. Her books are geared towards children, but I am young at heart and loved it myself. Also, I share Susie's love for fairies. The Book of Fairies is almost like a beastiary of different types of fae. A few of these have been mentioned in past episodes, such as nixies and brownies, but this book has many more. It also tells the reader how to find these elusive beings and how to attract them to your home. The fairy folk are categorized by earth, air, fire, and water elements. Today I'm going to share with you a few of my favorites. Pixies. Pixies delight in pranks. One favorite trick they love is making people lose their way. This was called being pixie-led long ago. Nowadays, pixelated means whimsical, a perfect tribute to the pixies. If you ever find yourself led astray by pixies, the best way to reverse the enchantment is to turn your coat inside out. Once you do that, the path will become clear. These petite fairies are every shade of green and wear little pointed caps with elf-like features. Pixies are known to always have a sparkle in their eye and mischief up their sleeve. Pixies love lush, tangled meadows. They sleep in milkweed pods and sip sweet nectar from flowers. When they are young, pixies keep fuzzy caterpillars as pets and have jumping contests with grasshoppers. They help raise young mammals like mice, chipmunks, and hedgehogs. And in the winter, they transform into jumping mice, sleeping curled up and cozy until spring. Have you ever heard of pixie dust? This enchanted powder made by pixies can make all living creatures fly. They love to sneak into farms at night and dust all the pigs. Sometimes pigs really do fly. To find a pixie, visit a meadow. Go humming a silly tune. They will know you mean them well. Lie down on a soft bed of grass and stay very still. You might feel one of these little fairies tickle your cheek or give your hair a dainty tug. Don't forget to look for pixie dust. If you see a splash of sparkle hidden in the tall grasses or under a leaf, you can try to collect it. But be careful. Pixies are protective of this enchanted powder. If you take it, they may play a practical joke on you that you will never forget. Pixie, trick me if you must, but can you please share your fairy dust? Kelpies. Protectors of rivers, kelpies appear as broad-chested men. They have long, ragged hair and bushy beards that are tangled with water plants. You can tell a kelpie from a man because they smell like marsh mud and leave watery footprints wherever they walk. They don't talk, no matter how many questions you ask them. Instead, they snort like horses. These man-like fairies spend their time near the banks of rivers, keeping a careful eye up and down the waterway, watching for folks who mistreat the water by littering or polluting. If they see someone disrespecting the water, they dive into the water head first and emerge as a huge, feisty horse with algae green manes and tails. Many old stories tell of these water horses chasing unkind people away from the river. The small creatures and plants of rivers couldn't ask for better defenders. From small whirligig beetles to playful river otters, each living being in the river owes its safety to these fairies. The water plants take it as an honor to become entangled in the kelpie's hair, and the animals show their appreciation by keeping these fairies company. They share meals together and talk about times gone by. How to find. To stay on the good side of this fairy, make sure you are a good steward of Earth's waterways. Be careful not to litter, and volunteer for river cleanup days with your family. This will win you good graces with this bold fairy. If you see a blue horse along the edge of the river, watch from a distance. If the wild kelpie stands tall on its hind legs and lets out a piercing whinny, good fortune will follow you. Give care to the wild waterways, and the kelpie will favor you with good fortune. The will-o'-the-wisp. Hidden in shrubbery wetlands lives the will-o'-the-wisps. Folklore tells of glowing orbs dancing along the water's edge. Using its magical nighttime glow, these fairies lure folk off the trail and into water-filled ditches. Seen only at night, will-o'-the-wisps appear as steady, blue flames hovering above wetlands. There is never just one wisp, but rather a floating river of light bobbing along bobs, swamps, and marshes. During daylight, they live as water bubbles. At twilight, they float up from the wetland and set their bubble alight with a wave of moon-glow sprig and a softly murmured secret spell. Although these fairies create a mysterious and beautiful light, their playful pranks make most plants and animals dislike them. Have you ever noticed what a tangled mess of marshes can be? That's because these little feral hobgoblins spend their evenings jokingly tying and twisting branches, ferns, vines, and stems together. They love to spook unsuspecting animals by popping up in front of them and suddenly glowing, causing many creatures to startle and fall into the wetland. Moose, bears, raccoons, and many other mammals avoid them or end up stuck in the mud. Those who have seen them never forget the magical glow of these funny little fairies. Some seek them out because it is said that the will-o'-the-wisp knows where buried treasures lie. They will lead you there if you offer them fern seeds, but this is one more practical joke of the wisps, for ferns don't have seeds. They have spores. If you are brave, seek the wisps in their natural habitat. Whatever you do, don't follow them, even if their magical blue light beckons you. Take the gift of seeing the will-o'-the-wisp as a treasure enough, and then be on your way home. The will-o'-the-wisp reminds us all, take care not to get lost from your path. Although I loved Book of Fairies, I loved Forest Magic for Kids even more. This book combines folklore, magic, and science in a delightful way that really shows the author's love for her work at the Conservation Center. She gives the readers many fun suggestions for activities to do outdoors, which include foraging, making tea from dandelions, and how to make your own pixie dust. I'm going to read you a few sections just to give you a taste of how wonderful this book really is. Mysterious mushrooms, toadstools, fairy circles, and foxfire fungus. What is alive but is not a plant or an animal? What can grow without soil or sunlight and either give you a fancy topping for your pizza or poison you and make you sick to your stomach? That's right, fungi. Fungi are a kingdom of life like no other. From molds and mildews to mushrooms, this unique life form plays by its own rules. Unlike plants, fungi don't use sunlight as an energy source. Instead, they get energy from other living or dead animals and plants. Rather than eating food with their mouths, as animals do, fungi grow through their food source, pulling in and absorbing the nutrients. Stories of mushrooms fill the books of legends and folk tales. They are such mysterious beings. Did you know that a long time ago, some people believed that mushrooms were lightning's babies? Ancient people thought that whenever lightning hit the earth, mushrooms were born. Mycologists, another name for mushroom scientists, have helped us figure out some of the science behind mushrooms. Mushrooms aren't really born from lightning. They are the fruit of certain fungi, similar to how apples are the fruit of apple trees. At the bottom or base of mushrooms are strands of cobwebby, whitish things. These strings, called the mycelium, are the actual fungus. The mushroom is the fleshy, fruity body of the stringy mycelium. Instead of being full of seeds like an apple, mushrooms have millions of tiny, teeny spores hidden under their cap, ready to be carried by the wind or animals into the world and start all over as new fungi. The green team: trees, leaves, and wildflower magic. Look around. Green plants are all around you. Slim blades of grass, lush moss, bright flowers, and mighty trees. There are nearly 400,000 different types of plants on our Earth. And without these oxygen-producing beings, life on our planet wouldn't be possible. Not only do they supply us with the air we breathe, but they're also the fuel to our world's food system. Most animals depend on these green powerhouses for energy. A little cricket nibbles on a stalk of grass. The cricket is eaten by a small green snake, who is in turn eaten by a young raccoon. The raccoon then becomes a bobcat's meal. Everyone is someone else's lunch, and it all begins with green plants. Long ago, trees offered people shelter, shade, food, and safety. Perhaps it was because they provided early humans with many basic needs that trees came to play a starring role in ancient stories, mythology, and folklore across the world. With roots that go deep down into the earth and branches that reach high into the sky. In many cultures, trees have been seen as world trees, or trees of life, connecting the magical world and all its enchanting powers to the everyday, normal world. If you have children and you think it's important to introduce them to the natural world through science, exploration, and magic, this book is for you. Or if you're an adult like myself, with a love of nature and a heart full of wonder and curiosity, I think you'll love it as well. If you are interested, check out Susie's website. It's susiespikol.com. I'll put the address in the episode introduction as well. You can also find her books on Amazon, bookshop.org, Toadstool, and Barnes & Noble. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Until next time, this has been Selena with Tales of Fae and Folklore.